Everybody, welcome back to our second module, Selling to Help. So this really is a huge topic and one of the key foundations of the sales process, in my opinion, especially for healthcare practitioners, people that really get into the industry to help, right?
Yep.
And so we feel like sales sometimes is contrary in some way to helping people, when really it's the key to helping people. And so tell us a little bit more about that concept of selling to help.
Yeah, so selling to help it's very simple. If you take the sales process to its core, you have to be thinking about, how am I going to help
Mm-hmm.
this person? Like, what pains or problems do they have,
Right.
and how do I help communicate the solutions that I have to solve those?
Right.
And if you're thinking from the sell to help mentality,
Right.
you're not. Here's something I want you to do. When you're selling, you should get yourself so lost in the process of helping that individual
Yeah.
that you yourself don't even realize that you're selling, and you're selling hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you should. That's where you want to eventually get yourself to, is you get so into helping the client
Right.
and helping solve their problem that you
Right.
don't even notice you're doing it.
Right. Invested in finding the right solution for their life. And not about how much money you're going to make off the sale, but really, how am I going to benefit them best? And finding that custom tailored solution to
Yep.
them, that is where sales really is helping.
Exactly. And so, like, when they say, focus on your passion and the money will come, or
Yeah, definitely.
don't worry about the money, that'll come eventually. Those types of phrases are true if, the big caveat is, if you have all of your internal stuff figured out
Yeah.
when you're selling, because that's what they're talking about, is you're going to go out there and sell whatever it is you have,
Right.
and you have to be able to communicate that message. And if you're able to help individuals,
Mm-hmm.
and they could feel that you're there to help them,
Right.
your closing percentage or your conversion rates are going to go through the roof, because they're just going to be like, man, this guy or this gal is really invested in seeing
Right.
me feel better.
Right.
Right?
They get me. They want to help me rather than just like, oh, that guy wanted to make a few bucks
Yeah.
off me, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a totally different vibe you're putting out there, and people receive that for sure.
So you got to get yourself in that mentality of,
Right.
you're here to help the individual, and you're selling to help. And if you do that internally, what happens is that vibe's going out. People see that you're here to genuinely help them,
Mhm.
and you just behave differently. It goes,
Right.
once again, it's whatever you're thinking internally.
Right.
It's what's going to drive how you behave.
Right. Oh, definitely. So there's your assignment, right? I want you to go home and write "selling is helping" on your bathroom mirror or somewhere,
Yep.
and get that into your mind and your mindset that selling is not something bad. Selling really should be about that person, and you are looking to help them by aligning their needs with the products and services you offer.
And one thing that when I would do sales meetings
Mhm.
with my teams,
Yeah.
that I would go over is, if someone was having a hard time closing a sale,
Yeah.
I would always say, you're not selling to help.
Yeah.
That's why you're not closing anything, because you're too worried about quotas, and you're too worried about how are you going to get the money,
Right. Yeah.
that you're like bypassing the process that you need to go through in order to get a sale, which is
Right.
to figure out how you can help.
Right. Yeah, they're more likely jumping to the end because that's what they're thinking about, right?
Yep.
They're thinking about the money, right? They're thinking about quotas and commissions
Yep.
instead of, like, really, what's the best way to connect with that person so I can help them?
Exactly.
Yeah. So those things, that really explains the big difference between selling to help and being a salesman,
Yeah.
right? Like what we conceptualize as a salesman. But as we talked about in their first module, everyone's a salesman. So you've got to learn how to sell to help so that you don't become that sleazy
Exactly.
salesman that you're afraid of.
Exactly.
So that's what we're going to talk about next, is how to avoid that, becoming the sleazy salesman. All right. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you in the next video.